What does it say about your group that you were able to close out a win like this against a team like Rhode Island?
Yeah, I think Rhode Island has been one of the top teams in the A10 the past few years, and we knew it was going to be a tough game. They're tough, they're talented, and we just talked about coming into this game that we wanted to start the game and focus on defense and rebounding and making them take tough shots, and finish plays, finish possessions. That was something that we wanted to show significant growth in from the previous game, and I thought we did that. And I'll say this, the crowd was tremendous. Having our recess game and having all those kids from the community coming here and be so incredibly loud and making it a great environment. Just thank the community for supporting us and give a shout out to our marketing team, our ticketing team, our brand advancement team for making this happen, because it was a great environment for women's basketball and great environment for our team to play in.
To kind of go off that, Rhode Island was able to get to within a possession or two in the second and third quarters towards the end, but then in the last 2 minutes you guys were able to shut it down. I guess, how were you able to turn around after that run was scored and then just kind of execute and keep it at arm's length?
Well, even when they went on those runs, they were making tough plays because I felt like our defense was working. And they got some fortunate plays, a couple offensive rebounds where they got to the foul line, but we just – we talked coming into this game about we're not going to be distracted by one bad play, and that's not going to throw us off our game. And so even when they made some runs and made some positive plays, we hunkered down and defended and rebounded and just tried to make it tough.
My question's for Janae and Zakara. Y'all really stepped up when Nene went out of the game in foul trouble. I just wanted to ask you guys, what was the mentality kind of going into that, really taking on some tough buckets down the stretch and picking up offensively for the team?
I think that Nene is such a good player, so I think her coming out the game, we knew that we had to step up to still be offensively efficient. So I think just stepping up for the team and just knowing that if she's out the game, that somebody else has to step up, and it's always next person up. And I think that we just took that opportunity, and yeah.
Definitely. Like she said, Nene's an amazing player. So Coach Cole always talks about starring in your role and not necessarily having to do anything that you're not used to doing, but just doing more of what you do well. And I think that we just did that in full show today. So, yeah.
Nene, congratulations. Career high 24 points. I know you got in a little bit of foul trouble in the third quarter. Is there any frustration? You think you could have gotten a little more if you didn't?
Really, but I just have to focus on not being in foul trouble next time, and maybe whatever happens.
Coach, what did you say about this team's ability to rebound after a tough outing against Stony Brook?
I thought it was a mental jump for us to do that, to come into the game and again, coming off a game where we did not get that part of the job done, to focus today, against a team that is tough and aggressive, going after the boards and, really doing what we practiced and focusing on what we practiced in terms of 5 people going after the ball and being tough to come down with it.
For Nene, again, congrats on your 24 points. Just another game you led the team with scoring. How have you been able to be such an offensive leader for this team in the past few games?
I would say it's my teammates, man. They have been doing a great job finding me. Also, I feel like the system really fits my style of playing, so that's thanks to Coach Cole. She's done a good job of, putting everybody in a good position. And, thanks to my teammates, too. Every time I was open, they got me the ball, and, they have trust in me, and that helped me be successful today.
Coach, we spoke to you about, having depth this year. Unfortunately, a couple of players out without Swan, without Blackstone. We talked to Coach Reese before this game, and she was saying that she wanted to make y'all work for every offensive possession. There was a lot of bodies thrown on Ivy and different players out there. What can you say about your team just adjusting to, different matchups, having to exploit that time in and time out on offense?
Yeah. I think a lot of it goes to who they are as individuals and also our preparation. We try to make sure we come into the game ready for anything that the opponent can throw at us, and really focused on who we are. and not so much worrying about what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, but who are we and how do we respond to different things. We know who we are, and we have to lean into that. And, like they said, Nene goes down, and it's not about doing something dramatically different. It's about just elevating who we are. And Tammy Reese is a really good coach. Rhode Island is a good team. They're going to be fantastic in the A10, and so we're just really glad that we were able to come away with this win today.
Coach, you talked about yesterday leaving a lot of points on the floor today, 14 to 23 on layups, 70% from the free throw line. How were you guys able to focus on that throughout this week and execute it today?
Yeah, a lot of it is just, repetition gives you confidence. We've shot a lot of free throws. We work a lot on finishing shots out of, our offense. And so I think when you get reps at doing what you're going to do a lot in the game, it gives you confidence when you get out there. For this team with, again, so many players being in new roles and us learning and developing our on-court chemistry, sometimes the game is just, you're just a little too hyped. We just got to have more games so that becomes, easy for us to manage and get through. But, we just work. This is a team that they work. They come in practice every day. They work. They watch film. They get in extra shots. And eventually, if you do the work enough, it's going to show up and it's going to pay off.
Sort of building off that, Janae, for you, 7 points, career-high 10 rebounds. You played 32 minutes today. We've heard about all the work that you put in the offseason. How gratifying is it to see some of that pay off? You had the reverse layup, too, at the key moment late. Like, how gratifying is it to have it pay off for a bigger role and bigger performance?
It feels great. It feels amazing being able to contribute to the team. That's really all I can say. It's just I know that the times where I was in the gym and no one else was, and running and no one else was, so it feels amazing to be able to contribute.